Welcome to WYCE's Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, our hyperlocal news service at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up brings you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders throughout West Michigan. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. I am in studio today with Hal Phillips, Events Committee Chair with the Eastown Community Association. You can learn more at eastown.org. Hal and I have fully prepped to throw a lot of fun and exciting things at you, including talking about what is, for full disclosure, my favorite event year-long in Grand Rapids. Hint, if you have not been to the Eastown Street Fair, you owe it to yourself to get out of your easy chair and spend a full day immersing yourself in everything that is great, wonderful, and weird about the Eastown area. Isn't that the billboard, Hal, or the sign that says "Keep It Weird" or the T-shirt, right?
Yeah, that's on our T-shirts. That's on our flags. That's what we're all about in Eastown.
Yeah, and by the way, there is weird. Like I never want to see or experience that again. Or there's delightfully weird, and I can't get enough of that. And that's kind of the Eastown vibe. I mean, I think that's fair to say, right?
Oh, that's 90%. You get some of the weird too, but in a good way, I hope.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we're just keeping it real. Hal is with us to talk about summer opportunities, and we mentioned the Eastown Street Fair. The Eastown Community Association is a neighborhood association. It's been around since 1973. That means it reminds you, Eastown has been a strong force, a unique community in West Michigan for well over 50 years, probably much beyond that. You have been in that area, you told me, for about 10 years. When you first came to that area, I'm assuming you were in another part of Michigan or somewhere else. What was that like living first you were in East Hills and then Eastown? What was that like becoming a resident of Eastown?
Yeah, so I lived all over the Grand Rapids area up until living in Eastown and around Eastown. And when I was looking to buy a house, there was really no other neighborhood I wanted to live in after spending time there, because Eastown is a place where neighbors talk to each other, and it's incredibly walkable, and you get to form those tight community bonds with people who live right next to you. And that's what I was looking for from the neighborhood, and that's why I value living there so much, and it's such an important place for so many people.
You said something, Hal, that's really important. It's a walkable area. So many people forget how important that is when we're trying to leave a smaller carbon footprint. It's a very bikeable area. It's an area where you can conduct a lot of different business. You've got a post office right in the heart of Eastown, but just really a great livable area. 70 square block, according to your website, which is really a pretty big area. But you also got some great parks there, gardens, and a really great business district as well. You can learn more again at eastown.org, eastown.org. As events committee chair, you also want to plan events throughout the year. You guys are busy throughout the year. You had Bazaar in June, which will happen again, and that's been going on a long time, right? Bazaar.
Yeah, not as long as Street Fair, but a whole bunch of years already for Bazaar.
For people who are unenlightened about Bazaar and want to put it on their calendar for next June in Eastown, just a quick overview, Hal.
Yeah, so Bazaar is our other art market. It takes place the Saturday before Father's Day is our new annual date that we do. What it is it's a juried art market featuring whatever, the application we get from local artists. It's supposed to be pretty much exclusively handmade goods. And then we, as an events committee, select what we think are our favorite of the artists, trying to, have a diverse representation, both in terms of the art and the vendors, the people who are actually selling. And it's a really cool event. There is so much really interesting, cool, fun art to purchase. The last few years, we featured a kids area where you can also buy art from kids who make it themselves.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful place. It's so much fun, and they are just the happiest that you can see some kids getting to enjoy that. There'll be some kids' activities in that space too, and then all day there's live music from local musicians, small bands, or solo artists, all kinds of different people who come and do their incredibly talented performances for the event.
Again, that happens in June, the Saturday before Father's Day, and put that on your calendar for next year. Bazaar. Your mission on your website talks about Eastown Community Association wanting to foster a safe, diverse, and walkable Eastown neighborhood by creating opportunities for neighbors and friends to engage and connect. And that last line really stuck with me because we keep on reading how, because of screen time and phones and technology and texting and every other way and virtual meetings, that we don't connect like we used to. We don't engage with our fellow humankind like we should. And yet I really get a distinct sense when you're in Eastown, you have a higher level of engagement with your neighbors, with your business owners. Would you say that's a fair representation?
We certainly try, especially at the ECA and what we're trying to do in the ways in which we engage the neighborhood. But also, I think on a personal level, for so many people who live in Eastown, you know, when they walk out their door, I have a dog. I walk my dog twice every day, and it takes forever because I just chat with everybody, and that's how people are in Eastown. Yeah. Everybody stops and talks, and it's what makes the neighborhood so connected is those little individual relationships.
One of the events you have coming up on the 21st of August, you've got a community bike ride. You do several of these throughout the year, Hal. Talk a little bit about your community bike rides in the Eastown area. Yeah,
so those are once a month. They are just a bike ride where everybody is welcome. You don't have to live in Eastown. They're actually partnered with some of the surrounding neighborhoods. And all it is we meet up. We have a little talk from somebody who is a featured part of the bike ride, whether that be a community organization or somebody that is connected with biking specifically. And then we go and ride together. It lasts an hour or so, and it's not a fast ride. It's just a kind of a thing that we all do together as a group. Lots of people come, lots of different people come. It's just a really happy, fun event, especially in the summertime, to get outside with some neighbors. And then at the end of the bike ride, we usually head over to Harmony Brewing for some drinks and chatting. And it's kind of just a good social event and helps you get to know your neighbors.
6 p.m. on August 21st. 6 p.m. on August 21st. Everybody meets up at your office on Ethel Avenue?
Yep.
Okay. That's 415 Ethel Avenue Southeast in Easttown. You can learn more. Again, it's right on the website, the whole schedule. There's also a community bike ride in September. You can check their whole calendar of events at easttown.org, easttown.org. Events Committee Chair Hal Phillips is with us on WYCE's Community Connection. We're talking about everything going on in the Eastown Community Association. One of those things coming up, which is a big deal and something that WYCE is proud to be involved with, is the Eastown Street Fair. If I remember, is this the 52nd or 53rd year this year?
52nd, I believe.
Yeah, I think it is. I remember the 50th year because your predecessor, she had was it a duck hat on that year? Do you remember that?
That was it was her swan song.
Their swan song. Yeah. She had a swan on her head. And help me remember her name.
Pamela.
Yeah, Pamela, who we had worked with for years here at WYCE. She had a swan hat. That was great. It takes a lot of planning to put that on. It is one of the most wonderfully diverse street fairs, I think, in the state of Michigan. So I highly recommend it. It goes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, September 6th. Now, that's the Saturday after Labor Day weekend. Labor Day this year is very early, Hal. It's September 1st. I think that's going to catch a lot of people off guard, but the good news is that coming Saturday on the 6th, you have the Eastown Street Fair. It runs between Giddings and Lake Drive on Welty Street. The vendor applications are closed. You've got a full list of vendors. One of the great parts about the Eastown Street Fair is live music kicks off at 11. and you've got a first ever announced on WYCE for the 2025 music lineup. You've got the bands with you.
Yeah, so we are a chunk of the way there in booking our different bands. Triumph Music Academy, James Hughes is the person who does that for us. They
Love
are
James.
just wonderful people over there, and James works so hard to make the street fair what it is. So I got, 5 bands for you so far. Number 1 is Candid Antics, Party Fusion Supergroup. And then Foster, that is Eastown resident songwriter and performer Morgan Foster. John E. Lawrence is one of Michigan's greatest chord melody guitarists. Mar in Color is an infectious and dreamy indie pop rock synth outfit. And then returning from last year, a hugely popular act, Boob Sweat. I've seen them a few times. They are awesome. They performed last year and blew the roof off the place. They will be back this year.
Okay, and look for that. And the music goes from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday. There are plenty of libations available and lots of artisans there as well. And WYCE, as we have been every year for a long, long time, will be selling a huge selection of used vinyl and used CDs. We'll also have some of our latest station merch there. And you never know what else we're going to have in terms of things that have been donated to us, musically related. But check that out. We will be there along with everyone else from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Hal, I know you did tell me before we run out of time, Eastown Community Association needs volunteers for the street fair. You've got a great group of volunteers, but you certainly could welcome some more, right?
Yes, I mean, that's our big need always for doing these events. I am a volunteer. The whole board is made up of volunteers, but to do the really large events like the street fair, we need help from the community. There's all kinds of different opportunities within that. We can use you in so many different ways, but we really need help to make these events happen. You
can learn more about volunteer opportunities. There's a contact tab on the Eastown Community Association website, which is eastown.org, or they can just email you.
Yeah, we'll actually have an application on eastown.org/events.
Okay, good.
So you can go right to eastown.org/events and you will see an application.
Okay, look for that there, and that is on the Eastown Community Association website, eastown.org, as Hal said, /events. The Eastown Street Fair, if you want to check your calendar first, is Saturday, September 6th. Everything we've talked about at eastown.org. Anything else you want to share with our listeners? Something I didn't ask you about, Hal Phillips, before we wrap up our conversation?
Yeah, I'll do 2 quick plugs. One is, the stage area that's serving Shorts Brewing beverages. We love Shorts. They're an awesome partner for all that we do.
They
and
sure
you'll
are.
be able to enjoy some libations in that space and listen to music. And then I want to plug the kids street fair area. Again, this will feature kids vendors. This will feature all kinds of different programming throughout the day. A very joyful, fun place and an awesome place to, bring your kids, make a day out of it, spend some time there, and also see all the other artisans and the live music and the food at street fair.
And you can take advantage of that on Saturday, September 6th. And as Hal said, check Eastown Community Association website for how to sign up to be a volunteer for the street fair. Hal Phillips, Events Committee Chair with the Eastown Community Association, with us on WYCE's Community Close-Up. Hey, thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you, Phil.
We covered a lot of ground. Community Close-Up is our weekly public affairs program produced with the Rapidian, our hyper-local news service at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. This is WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. That's our program. We'll catch you next week right here on WYCE.